Hey, welcome back to AM Extra. It is 7:30 on this Thursday morning, and this morning we wanted to continue an important conversation. It started on the show yesterday.
Something that I said got a lot of you talking, and surprisingly, it was not one of my soapboxes. It was a comment that I made during an interview segment about a treatment for depression.
That's the main side effect, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to learn about. Look, as someone who has struggled with depression themselves personally, I can say that, you know, it feels when you're at your lowest, like nothing's ever going to help, but you really do just have to reach out and talk to people and seek out treatment options, because there is another side to this, you know, and things like this are out there for people who need it. So I wasn't sure if anybody was really going to take notice of that, but I made a choice going into that interview, knowing what it was about, that I wanted to mention that I have and I am currently in treatment for depression. A few viewers reached out after the show and thanked me for including that in the segment, so I decided to, you know, talk a little bit more about it. I posted a video on my social media yesterday, you know, just kind of talking about how last year I began seeing a therapist for anxiety and depression. It is something I have struggled with privately, off and on, for years. And I realized I needed help last year with everything that 2020 threw at me. And I have to say I'm truly blown away by the response that this got. And the reason that I wanted to share this with people was, you know, because I have now kind of gotten on the other side of a lot of things here, having sought out help and talking to someone and taking medication. And I now realize that I am feeling so much better. And I had so many misconceptions, even as a journalist, even as someone who considers themselves educated on a lot of things, right? I had so many misconceptions about getting help and what treatment would entail and just how scary medication could be, because I'd only ever heard about things that could go wrong.
Right.
You know, things that can get out of control or things that can be bad. And I realized if I had heard this kind of narrative from more people, you know, who saw a problem, realized they needed a little extra help, and got that help and are doing better, I probably would have reached out and gotten help so much sooner.
Yeah, well, that stigma is just so huge.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people don't want to seek out help because they've just kind of, they don't know how other people are going to take it if they talk about it.
Yeah.
So it was good that you brought it out. And yeah, I can imagine, I mean, everyone has family members that go through this.
Yeah.
So it touches, you know, everyone, I'm sure.
I have some friends and family that I did not realize, you know, had been through similar situations. And once I started talking to people in my personal life, you see how much more this affects people. So, you know, hearing that made me want to use this platform. And I recognize too that, you know, I'm coming from a place of privilege to have the resources and the ability to seek treatment, to receive treatment. But that's why I also want to use where I'm at right now to open up and share with all of you at home that, you know, this is not always the whole picture. And if you think that you're alone in this, you really are not. I mean, generalized anxiety disorder, it can often occur with major depressive disorder, which is what has been my case. But when you look at anxiety in general, it is the most common form of mental illness in the United States. It affects 40 million people. And anxiety disorders are highly treatable. Only about a third of people ever go and receive treatment. So again, if you think you're alone, you are not. And if you think that the only road ahead is a big, scary one, it's not. There is help out there, and it gets better.
Yeah.
It really does.
And it's a good reminder that you never know what's going on with someone. So yeah, no, it's good. I'm very glad you shared your story,
Well,
and that it's reaching so many people through social media now, which is just a whole other way to reach people.
I appreciate you and all my coworkers for hanging in there with me last year when I was not so fun to be around for the other 22 hours of the day when I wasn't on camera with a smile on my face.
No, you had a lot of things happening in your life, so yeah.
But it's, you know, it can be tough. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I appreciate everyone who reached out to me yesterday and shared their own personal stories. I mean, I'm truly, I haven't had a chance to respond to everyone, and I want to, because I know how hard that is to share. So thank you for all the support.
Yeah, well, we love Emily Burris here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly does too. She loved you so much, she moved in with you.
I know. It's been so fun to be your roommate. And I think it's fantastic for you to see your support group, Emily. Like, there's a lot of people that really care about you.
I appreciate that. Sometimes it's hard to see, you know, and I hope the people at home know that too. If they reach out, like, people are there to help you.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't know that you need some help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what can help too? Getting outside.
Yeah.
Getting a little sunshine walk in there today.
Yeah, the weather is just perfect to be outside. We're continuing with some